Good afternoon, everybody, and how are you guys doing? Firstly, before we start anything, how are you enjoying the conference? Are you enjoying the conference? Are there any problems? Do you want to tell me something? No, it seems like all of you are okay. No, I'm actually doing this workshop. I'm part of the workshop. Oh, I like that. I like that. So, just quickly, if you guys wouldn't mind putting your hands together for Cole, just a round of applause for. I know he did great work. He's one of the best educators in the space. So it's always a treat to have Cole around. Cole, enjoy the rest of your day. So today we've got a little bit of a treat for you guys. When people ask, how do we buy Bitcoin? You know, you guys are always talking about this Bitcoin thing. And then you tell me, don't use an exchange because, you know, the exchange is tied to your identity. So how do I go about buying Bitcoin? And oh wait, maybe we should first introduce ourselves. I'm Oken. I'm one of the MCs of Adopting Bitcoin Cape Town, and this is.
Hey, I'm Josef from Czech Republic. I'm part of the Vexl Foundation. Yeah, and we're gonna talk a little bit about what it is. Do you want to start or me? Yeah, all right. These are new slides. I haven't actually seen them that much, so we're gonna wing it a little bit. But I mean, when you're buying Bitcoin or getting a Bitcoin, you're not buying an island. I really love that. Grafton from Prague put it together. But the exchanges make it feel like you're buying a freaking island in the Caribbean because they are asking you for everything, basically, like your ID, proof of address, source of funds. Quite often, they need to do all kinds of AML, especially in Europe or the US. Even if it's like $5 worth of Bitcoin, you need to give out all of this information. And it's getting really crazy because, for example, in Czech Republic, like the KYC AML stuff, we have a very interesting app that's sort of like Money Badger, where you can spend Bitcoin at various restaurants and cafes and stuff. And until recently, we could do that like totally KYC free, like cash, because it's smaller amount, so obviously it shouldn't matter. But just recently, there was introduced like a new piece of regulation where even if you're buying like a coffee with Bitcoin, you need to fill the form. You need to give them your name, your birthday, and your address. This is crazy. This is the world we're living in. So Vexl is a way for Bitcoiners to connect. It's not a business. It's more of a social network, if you like. It's a social network for Bitcoiners to find each other and exchange cash for Bitcoin. That's the preferred way. Cash for Lightning, ideally, so that both is settled at once. Yeah. Somebody from the foundation also sometimes calls it Tinder for Bitcoiners. I think that's a brilliant comparison. Yeah, exchanges aren't Bitcoin. If you buy a Bitcoin on an exchange, and especially if you leave it there, first, the problem is you're giving away all of your information, and that information will leak. It definitely 100% will leak at some point. It will leak to the authorities, to like tax offices and police offices and stuff. And it will leak to the private criminals as well. So both the public and private criminals will have that data. And you never know what they're going to do about it. So that's the first problem with the KYC, with the all kinds of identification that you have, like that you're identified with the Bitcoin. The second problem is, of course, if you don't get that Bitcoin off the exchange, then you don't actually own any Bitcoin. You own like a promise of maybe sometimes getting a Bitcoin. And I believe it's going to get harder and harder to actually withdraw that Bitcoin from the exchange, especially in Europe and the US. We can see all kinds of obstacles being set up for people to take possession, to take self-custody. Yeah, I basically went through that, so maybe let's cover it a little briefly. So what you give up if you buy Bitcoin on an exchange is your identity, your privacy. It's very important to understand how Bitcoin works, that if you withdraw that Bitcoin from an exchange, the blockchain is transparent, so they can keep track of what you're doing with that Bitcoin. What's the address where it went? What you're doing with it later on. So there is no privacy if you buy Bitcoin like that on a KYC exchange. Yeah, and your freedom, your sovereignty. Let's go. Yeah, what Vexl is. So Vexl is peer-to-peer Bitcoin, the way Satoshi intended. It's a social network, Tinder for Bitcoiners. It's not for you to connect with total random strangers on the internet. You connect with friends and friends of friends. So it's it's a social network, but it's sort of like a mesh web of trust kind of network. So, yeah.
Before Joseph goes into how Vexl works, how many of you here have a person for eggs? You don't go to the store, maybe you know somebody that has a farm, you buy eggs from that person. When you need your car serviced, do you take it into the workshop or do you go to your friend or a family member that you know that is a mechanic and you take it there? So it's a thing of, when we say in Bitcoin, don't trust, verify. We're saying don't trust some random third institution. We're not saying don't trust your friends and family. Now, when you do things like this, when you want to trade outside of big institutions, you want to get your chickens, your eggs, your bread, your milk, whatever, you can do this as communities, small communities, right? And that's what we're saying with Vexl. Even when you're on Twitter, or when you're on, and this is why the people like to call it Tinder for Bitcoin, because when you go on Facebook Marketplace, and you put up a post, right, on Facebook Marketplace, all of your friends can see it, but other people can see it too. Now, if you were to bring that closer to home and say, hey, I have a Facebook intranet with my friends and family members, and when I post something there, only my friends and family members can see what I've posted. Do they know it's me? Well, Joseph will go on to how Vexl works and why they don't know it's you, even though. So all of us in this room could be the family. Jabu could post the thing. Now we know we trust the people within this room. It's not somebody from outside the room that we're trading with, it's somebody within this room. And in that is how we have that mesh network of trust. Okay, I'll let Joseph move from there.
Yeah. Yeah, let's get a little bit into what it actually is. So it is an app on your phone. It's called Vexl, V-E-X-L. So you can download the app on your phone. It's fully open source. There is no escrow, there is no business, there are no fees. There is no visibility into what you do with the app because as much as possible is basically done on the device itself. It's like a local first kind of app. Everything is encrypted, so when you chat with the counterparty, it is encrypted and we don't see what's going on. Like the foundation doesn't see what's going on. And the way for you to work with it and to be certain that you're only dealing with, let's say, trusted people is through the contacts. That's basically the best kind of social network you can use anywhere in the world because everybody has a phone number, anywhere in the world. It's not the case that everybody has like a Twitter account or Nostr account or Facebook account, but everybody has a phone number. So you import your contact list or you can just select a couple people that you're importing. Then based on those contacts that you have imported, you see their offers, for example, selling Bitcoin at a Cape Town conference. And you are seeing also the second degree contacts. So you're seeing like your friends and friends of friends. And that's as far as it goes. When you see an offer that you like, you will open up a chat with that counterparty. And there's like a list of recommendations that you should and shouldn't do if you're chatting with someone, but you don't have to keep to it. You just chat in a encrypted chat with the counterparty and you set up, for example, we're gonna meet at a timeout market where they sell the wine and we're gonna do the exchange there. And you set up like the basic parameters like I'm selling 500 Rand in cash for Lightning. Could be like wire transfer for on-chain or something, but we don't really recommend like doing wire transfers because cash is private. Right. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, okay, so, damn, I'll just do it on this slide then. So most people ask, what do you mean? I have to upload my contact list, and then you just telling me you don't see it. So just to emphasize what Joseph was saying, if I take my cell phone number, right, and I throw it into a SHA-256 algorithm, I get an output, right? And that output will always be the same if I throw in that same cell phone number. That is what Vexl is doing on your device. So when you literally say, I want to import my contacts, on your device, Vexl is encrypting every one of those numbers. So what Vexl actually sees on its server is a hash of that number. They never see the number itself. Here is where it becomes interesting. If Joseph has my number and he hashes it on his device and he uploads it to Vexl, Vexl sees that hash. Jabu also has my number. Jabu also uses Vexl. He encrypts it on his device, and it gives him the hash. It's the exact same hash because it's the same number. Now, Vexl sees that both Jabu and, well, they don't even know it's Jabu and Joseph, but they see two people have uploaded this specific same hash. It means that they must know the person. Let's display that offer to both of them, because now it's a friend of friend. Even if they're not connected, because they both have my number, they can then, if we say friend or friend, then they can see each other's offers through me. So when we say it's encrypted, it truly means Vexl cannot see, they don't even know your cell phone number. They only see the hash. And the same thing happens with your chats. So if my number is 081-3347-163, which is my number, and I uploaded, Vexl sees ABCDEFG. Right? They don't see my number. But they see Jabu also uploaded ABCDEFG, and so did him. So there must be a connection there. And that is how you create that mesh. So,
one more point. So, yeah, as Oken says, like, and as we said, it works through like this mutual context through the phone numbers. And an interesting feature of that is there is no global view in the app. Nobody can see all that is happening, because only like the mesh, individual mesh networks of people can see like the offers of their contacts and the contacts of those contacts, but there is no global view, which is very interesting. As Oken said, if you post something on the Facebook marketplace, everybody in the world can see it. If I post an offer on Vexl, only my contacts and the contacts of my contacts can see it, but some random guy where we have like 3 degrees of separation, they will not be able to see it. And we as the foundation don't see the global view that's happening, which is kind of important for building something like that, because we cannot see all that is happening like on the marketplace, on the network. Meaning we cannot moderate what is happening in the marketplace. We cannot stop it. Nobody can stop it. Nobody can moderate it. And yeah, it's sort of like a public good that doesn't have like a global view, and I think that's very important to point that out. Yeah, you wanted to go on?
So how do you know who you're talking with? So here's I love this part about Vexl. So when you see a post on Vexl, right? We'll go through how you make an offer, but when you go and you look at an offer, it doesn't say Oken. It doesn't say Joseph. It doesn't say Jabu. It says Mashirimo. Now, every time you put up a new post, it's a different name that they give you. So you don't even know who you're trading with. What it does tell you, though, you have 59 contacts in common. Now, that's a lot of contacts. I probably know this person if we have 59 contacts on our cell phones that are in common. So now, also another thing, it doesn't show on here. You can click on these 59 contacts and go, okay, click on another person. But have you ever done a deal with somebody that, yeah, you know who that is, it's okay. Go ahead and like see who it is. I've had a deal with a friend, didn't know it was him. I put up an order. I was like, meet me at the Wolf Shack. I'll be there at 6 p.m. We can do it in cash. He's like, okay, what are the terms? I was like, plus 3.5%. I want my money. It's like, okay. I'm sitting at the bar. I look to my right, my friend walks in. I'm like, Sadeo, what the hell, bro? Like, you could have just e-walleted me. I didn't have to get in my car, drive all the way to the bar. But he didn't know it was me. We've been friends since grade 4. He didn't know it was me because it doesn't say my identity even to my contacts. You have to request to see, and you can request to say, let's reveal identities. So when you want to create an offer, what do? You open the app, you go to create an offer, and you say, I have Bitcoin. Do I want to sell it, or do I want to buy Bitcoin? Do I have a product that I want to sell or buy for Bitcoin, or is there something else? Now, I've seen, again, I have his number, so I've uploaded it to Vexl. So I've seen in Czech Republic, what are people busy selling on Vexl? I mean, there was a guy that sold an entire frozen octopus. A frozen octopus, right? There's a guy in Namibia that sold 50 physical CDs of his album, who has a CD player, but they bought all 50 CDs. You see, this is true proof of work to say, what is a marketplace where the trust is so minimized, yet it is still within a circle or a mesh that you can still be like, okay, there's a degree of separation. So when you create this, you literally say, I have Bitcoin, or I want Bitcoin, I'm going to put up this offer. Then you say, you know, your terms, what is the description, do you want to meet in person, online? And then after that, you also say, who do you want to see this offer? Just my friends, or also friends of friends? So you can granularly say, how far can my offer even be seen? I don't want friends of friends to see it, only the people that are truly connected with me, right? And then once you've now put up the offer, somebody comes through and says, hey, I like this, we can go for the coffee, I want to do this. You start the conversation, you say request, and you request to start speaking with the person. You say, okay, literally, hey guys, oh yeah, this is mine. You see, first test offer from Oaken. So literally you go in and you say, hi, I like your offer. Can we maybe negotiate? The 3.5% is a bit high. I'll do it at 2.5. Okay, cool. I can go down to 2.5. All right. I don't have a bank account. Can we meet in person? You know. Okay, we meet in person. Now, here's the kicker. Once you say, like, let's say I say I'm with Joseph. I didn't know it was him, and I said I want to request to reveal identities. Joseph agrees. Now that chat that we have remains. So if I want to sell again, I can just go into the chat I had with Joseph and be like, bro, do you want some of this? No? Okay, then I'm going to put it on for everybody else to see. I haven't left Vexl. I'm still within the app, right? I can now not have to go to WhatsApp to say, hey, do you want to buy, and what, or Facebook or wherever. No, within the app itself, we have the chat ability. And that's, again, before you've even revealed the identity. You can just speak to the person.
Yeah, and Oaken is using the term reveal the identity, but it doesn't actually mean you need to provide like your passport or anything. So, for example, what's a good tip maybe? If you're wearing hats, just put up a picture of the hat, and that's how they will know that it's you. You know, when you meet at the cafe. But they don't need to know your name. They don't need to know anything about you. It's just two strangers that have some mutual contacts, so there's some mutual trust established through that are meeting and exchanging cash for Bitcoin. And after you're done, you can delete the chat, and then it's gone. It's not uploaded anywhere on any server. As I said, it's a local first application, and as much as possible is happening only on the phone and in between the two users. An interesting feature of that is if you delete the app, all the data are gone. You don't have an account with the app. So if you delete that app or you lose your phone, you lose all the chats, but you basically don't need that. But a neat characteristic of that is there is no digital footprint basically that you're leaving behind doing these exchanges. Right. Yeah, as Oaken says, you can buy and sell Bitcoin. That's the main motivation behind Vexl, to do it in a private manner, cash for sats. But you can also sell goods, you can offer services, you can teach skills, trade locally. It's actually like a Facebook marketplace. It's a marketplace that people can do all kinds of stuff on, and we cannot moderate it or stop it, and we don't see into what's actually happening. Yeah. And as I said, it's not a business. There is no fee. The only fee that you can encounter is the counterparty's fee. For example, if there's a low liquidity in some countries and you value your privacy, then the counterparty may ask for 2% premium on selling the Bitcoin, but that goes just to him. And the foundation itself is built on grants and donations. So Vexl got a grant from a Human Rights Foundation, from OpenSats, and from Bitcoiners worldwide, individual donations. So might be for some people like a sort of a stamp of approval that these organizations are also looking into like what Vexl is doing. As I said, it's fully open source, and yeah, we're getting like some recognition for that.
So when Joseph says it's fully open source, a lot of people are like, what does that even mean? Well, what it means is when I started using Vexl, I downloaded the app, I was like, this is great. Wait, doesn't have Namibian dollars in it. It only says Rand. So what did I do? I went on to GitHub, and I started pestering them. I was like, hey, man, I like your app. I refuse to use it if you do not add the Namibian dollar as a currency. Because I can't show my people, hey, guys, here's an app we should use, but you have to use it in ZAR. Why? We're in Namibia. Why can't we use Namibian dollars? That's what I'm going to be asked. And what must I say? No, I didn't want to talk to the people. I didn't trust them enough to like have a convo. So I started pestering them. And then after a while, Leia was like, who's even in Namibia that uses Vexl? We have no users. And I was like, no, I'm a user right here, and there's 2 more. And then they actually put in Namibian dollar. So when we say you can add a value to the product, it's literally as easy as going to GitHub and saying, I like the color green and you guys have too much orange. Could you maybe add some green in there? And they might say yes. You don't know, right? So that's what we mean by being open source in the way that you can also give value towards a product that you want to use. There was another thing I wanted to say before. Go back one, quickly. No, go forward. There wasn't, damn it. Okay, you say what you were going to say. I might remember.
Yeah. Maybe some of you might be familiar with tools like BTC Pay Server or Signal. So that's the same kind of model. Fully open source, it's a public good, it's not a business. Anybody can use it, meaning nobody can stop it. That's a very important feature. So yeah, if you use Signal, why do you trust Signal? Because it's open source and because nobody is like making money off you. You're not the product. And it's the same with Vexl.
So yeah, that's what I was going to say. So in South Africa, this is the second time I've done the Vexl workshop. I did it last year as well. And you'll be amazed to know that South Africans don't actually use Vexl. And my problem with this is when South Africans are doing peer-to-peer trades, what are they using? They're using Signal. They're using WhatsApp. Now what happens when you're on Signal and WhatsApp? For most people, they're putting up their phone number. Why do I know your phone number and know you want to sell 30 Bitcoin? That's a bit insane, right? Or 5 Bitcoin or 1 Bitcoin. So now, if I'm in a WhatsApp group with you, I can start stalking you. So your safety's gone from trying to do a peer-to-peer trade. What Vexl does is it takes all of that away. I don't even know your name. I don't know your identity. All I know is we have friends in common. That is as far as I know about you. So again, think about it in how do you trade Bitcoin? Not only without exchanges, but how do you do it safely? Because as we know, as the world goes forward, those that are hungry will look to take from those that have. Those that don't have, well, if they cannot obtain it in another way, they're good. So you want to keep yourself safe. You want to make sure that or maybe you guys like SARS knowing what you're doing or whatever, I don't know. But peer-to-peer trading in my country is completely legal. You don't need a license to trade peer-to-peer. If you're an exchange, you need a license. If you're an institution that's selling Bitcoin to people, you need a license. But if you're selling peer-to-peer, completely legal, under the law, you can do so. So again, remember what does it say in the first line of the Bitcoin white paper? Bitcoin, peer-to-peer electronic cash system. That's what we are here for. So please, do take your sovereignty seriously, take your security seriously, and utilize tools that take them just as seriously as you should. And then I'll hand over to Joseph.
Yeah, so under this QR code, you can find the website and resources to download the app. It's a little bit easier on Android because you can download it straight from the, how do you call it, Google Play. It is a little bit complicated on iPhone because Apple doesn't like privacy, apparently. It used to be that you could download Vexl straight from the App Store, but then Apple banned that, and they said that recommending users to meet in person and do something with cash is promoting reckless behavior. Reckless behavior. That's how they call it. And that was like 2 years ago maybe, and we weren't able to get back because yeah, they're just stupid. So you need to go through a test flight, and you can get it on. I have iPhone, I use Vexl, but it's a little bit convoluted way to install it, but it's all described on the web. And there's other like educational resources going deeper into how it works. And yeah, so check it out. We can go through like the setup if you want later. But I also have like some highlights that I want to point out. Always I do these workshops for you to stress some points. And also it's getting recorded, so it's good to put it out. And I'm going to repeat basically what I already said, but this is very important. So Vexl isn't a business. It's a public good that anybody can use. There is no fee, there is no escrow, because if there was, there would be a need to do KYC. There is no global view. The Vexl developers do not see what is happening between the users. Everything is end-to-end encrypted, like the chats in between the users. And only users in direct contact can see each other's messages, but not the phone numbers. You don't have to reveal the phone number if you're chatting. So you don't see the phone number of the counterparty you're dealing with. So as I said, if you only put up like the picture of your head, they don't know anything about you, only who the mutual contacts are. And the phone numbers are not linked to any activity on the app. The interaction happens on the user's phone, the local first approach. There is no moderation or censorship. You can post anything you like on the app, and only your web of contacts will see it. We recommend to do the first meetings to exchange Bitcoin for cash to happen in a safe public space and do like small amounts first. Don't go crazy, just use your common sense. Cash is better and safer choice than wire transfer because cash is immediately settled and doesn't leave any digital footprint. If you do wire transfers and you receive like Lightning, you have the privacy on the Lightning side, on the receiving side, on Bitcoin, but you don't have actually the privacy on the fiat side because, of course, that is KYC. They keep track of everything, and they can recognize sort of like if anybody is like a peer-to-peer trader and they're receiving like some small amounts from various strangers all the time, it's pretty obvious like what they're doing. They're either like drug dealers or Vexl traders. So do cash. Cash for sats is much better.
So just while Joseph's getting, are we going to do the thingies just now? I mean, we're almost done. But you want to? Oh, we've got. You might not want to leave because we do have some stuff for you guys, so a little bit of goodies. But before we go there, there's a new feature to Vexl which I truly love. Right? I think this came out maybe a month ago. So we've already told you that you can have your web. Right? Let's call this whole room our web. Right? Let's say all of us are friends. We're all on Vexl, and we've all uploaded our phone numbers. Okay? So everybody's basically we can see each other's offers. Here's the kicker. This side of the room, right? All of you guys, you play volleyball. All of you. You're part of a volleyball team or volleyball fraternity, whatever. And your volleyball squad has what we call a what is it called in Vexl again now? A club, right? Yeah. So it's like a club, right? You got your volleyball club. Now, from the volleyball club, you can create a club on Vexl. And say, guys, here's our club code, scan it, and you will be added to the club. They still won't know it's your name. So now, when you go and you see offers, you see everybody's offers from here. But these ones will just look like normal Vexl offers. These ones will look like Vexl offers, but the badge of the club will be at the bottom. So now you know, yes, it's somebody in this room, but it's only somebody on this half of the room that you're even closer to than the people from there because you guys play volley. So now when you're seeing the thing, you're like, oh, that's from a club that I'm on there. It's a club that all right, these are the people that I really want to trade with. The other ones are cool, they're all right, but they're not my close circle of friends. So now you can take it a step further in how you literally trade with people peer-to-peer, even more granularly by saying, hey, I actually only trade with these, but you guys can still see mine if you want to buy from me, but I don't actually, So just so you know, these are the type of developments that come from the open source community saying, hey guys, you know what feature I would like? And then it gets implemented because it's better for the entire community. So I just wanted to let you guys know that.
Yeah, that's basically it. If you have any questions, do ask. We have some merch here, including the most useless glasses you'll ever see. It will, yeah, but yeah, they're cool. They're cool. It's like the Vexl logo, basically, like these shaded glasses.
So yeah, my question is, how long have you guys been operating, and which region are you seeing the most traffic, or continent or country? So.
Yeah, I'm definitely giving that to Joseph.
So I'm not too sure about the precise timeline, but it's like 3 years now that Vexl has been operating. It opened up first in Czech Republic. It's actually Vexl it's a foundation model, but it's under like Satoshi Labs, so like a sister project of Trezor. Sort of an overlap of some people that work for Trezor and Vexl. You may know Slush and Stick, the founders of Trezor. It's basically their baby, Vexl, because they remembered how they used to do it in 10 years ago or 15 years ago to exchange cash for Bitcoin with strangers. So they wanted to basically bring it back, but remove the strangers part. So this is their baby. And yeah, so we have the strongest traction in Czech Republic. I think it's like 10 or 12,000 users in Czech. It's big, and you can see a lot of liquidity on the app in Czech. Usually you can buy or sell for spot because there's a lot of users, so it's not a problem. So it's even cheaper than like exchanges because there's zero fee usually in Czech. And we have some traction in Slovakia, of course, Germany, Italy, and I think like UK, Canada, and the African countries. We're trying to bootstrap it a little bit. There's definitely the initial problem of there is no like market maker. It's not an exchange. It's not a like company selling you the Bitcoin. So you need like some initial traction. And if there's like 2 users on Vexl, it doesn't make sense. You need like some threshold to pass, like 10, 15, 50 people that use the app. And that's basically up to you, the Bitcoiners in the communities, to explain it, try to use it, and yeah.
Easiest to do exactly what he said is to throw a workshop or a meetup, and there you have the people. And it's coming back to you just now. I just have one person here, then both of you at the back will be there.
Okay, so I downloaded the app on iPhone. You've got to go through TestFlight. Who here is on an iPhone and has never used TestFlight? TestFlight is fun. It's for testing apps. So that's probably assuming that's Vexl's workaround to get into like Apple systems. But once you're in TestFlight, it works like any other app. And you just can send, if there's issues, you send screenshots to their devs or whatnot. So I'm in the app, and if there's one person here who's offering something, I clicked. So I just clicked on their offer, and they said, yeah, to Bitcoin, they want 200 Rand and so on. I can send a message. So is it customary for me to respond to the message and say, hi, I'm interested? And then I click send request, enable notifications, allow.
Yeah, you want to know when people are messaging.
Allow, notification enabled, send. And that's basically it. And then they're going to get a notification saying, I'm keen, and then they get to decide.
And then you start having the conversation. Like you literally chat in the app.
Cool.
They'll respond to you, and then you will have a back and forth conversation.
And then we just go from there and meet up from there. Just do it there. You got that as well.
You see, you shouldn't have said who it was. Jabu had no clue who it was that was doing it. But he would have had to have your number. You see, so he up. Yeah. Okay, so wait, which one of you was first?
So hello? So sorry if you've actually mentioned this. Who sets the price of Bitcoin? Is that set by Vexl, or is it agreed upon between the two peers? Obviously, there's no spread because it's a not-for-profit, right? So how is that set? Is that like set in the app as a mark at a certain agreement, or does that change and fluctuate with the price?
Awesome question. Awesome question. So we didn't show you the slide. Well, it's not. We didn't have a picture of it there. But when you create your offer, right, you literally say how much. There's a slider that you can say between 1,000 rand and 1,000,000 rand, right, is what I want to buy of Bitcoin. And I'm willing to, then you say, do you want to do it with a markup or a discount? So sometimes I'll be like, man, I really need to put gas in my car. I'll sell 1,000 rand worth of Bitcoin at minus 2%. I, as the person posting it, decide that. And then everybody else is like, oh, okay, I can negotiate with that, or I'll take that one, or whatever. So you, as the person posting, decides how much Bitcoin you want to put up. At the top of the screen, there is the rate. So you'll see, okay, well, how much is one Bitcoin right now in rands or in US dollar, however you've set it up within your app. But yes, the person that creates the offer decides all terms of the offer. And then the negotiation comes from the conversation. Yeah, exactly.
I think you've answered my question. So just before I answer that question, the test flight that we're using at the moment, I assume, as you were saying, it's normally just something that is being built on. But by the sounds of it, it's going to probably remain on test flight. Right, okay. So the question I was going to ask, though, if I've got contacts that are sort of all over the world, how do I know who's answering my response? Is it because I'm putting it in a currency? Or what's the basis? Because I could end up in a situation where I go, you know, can I meet you down the road or whatever? And they're going, no, I'm in a different country. Like.
Also a really great question. So when you make your offer, you can actually put down, meet me in Windhoek, right? So it's got, you can see the actual location. So if you have a contact in England and you're in SA and somebody's like, hey, come pick up the Bitcoin, and you're like, bro, I'm at the Waterfront. What are you talking about? Like, I'm not in the same place. So you'll literally be able to see, again, like, I'll give you an example. Where's my phone? I wanted to read you guys this funny one. So I'm in Vexl right now. So I open it up. And like I said, I've got his number up, right? So Newtown, Prague, for 19 Czech krona, right? Is what it's called. Like yeah. So for 19 Czech krona, I need basketball lessons. That was what was put up as the post. I need basketball lessons. I'll be paying 19 Czech krona in cash in Newtown, Prague. Then, I mean, if you want to go to, wow, there's somebody selling a MacBook M1 Pro 14.2, 512 gigabyte, also Czech Republic. Hey, yeah, Waterfront, want to buy 10 BTC. Yeah, you guys must want to buy a lot of BTC. No, this says, 10 rand. I only saw 10 BTC. I was like, wow, this is okay. But you see what I'm saying? Now, it's because I have his number that I saw his offer. And I've uploaded his number. So now, again, you can curate this and say, none of my friends in England do I want to upload. I don't want to see their offers. I can, if I take off Josef's number, I see nothing from Czech Republic because he's my only connection to Czech Republic, right? So that's why I can see the offers. If his connections have put up offers to say friends of friends, if they've said only friends, I won't see their offers. Yeah, you can. That's not, that.
Yeah. So when you're putting up the offer, there's like a couple of parameters that you can set, and one of them is like the approximate location. You can put in like just the city, it doesn't have to be precise location, but for in order to make it easier for the counterparties to filter the offers, so that it doesn't happen like you said that you see offers from New York, for example. You can just filter it. Yes.
Is there no KYC free option that gives you an escrow that that could ensure that you have both sides? Yeah.
There are apps like that. Huddle is one of those that works on an escrow-based system. But again, your Huddle has to go through a whole lot more of KYC information and things like. Well, no, Huddle works without KYC, but there is still a lot more to do. You know, like. For the average person that just wants to buy 10 rand worth of Bitcoin or 100 rand worth of Bitcoin, to go through that entire process is a bit daunting for them. And this is a very easy, like as if you were going to go on Facebook Marketplace and say, hey, I want to sell this couch. It's literally what you're doing with Vexl. It's just that even your Facebook friends don't know it's you. Maybe if they see the picture of the couch, they'll be like, I know that couch. Any other questions? None? Oh, yes, sir?
Are Vexl open to people forking their code and putting different colors over it and playing? It's a beautiful thing.
That is the beauty of open source. It's on there so you can fork it from their GitHub. You can change things. You can add an escrow service if you would like to within your own jurisdiction.
Thank you for the presentation. Is this based on the Friends circular, right? Is there a way also to kind of report or filter some or report something that was invalid, so it can be saved or tracked in their system for the future?
Okay, just so I get your question correctly. So you're asking, is there a way for a user to be able to communicate with Vexl? Report. Like I was going to say.
Okay, I'm not really that familiar with the feature, but so when you see the offers, you have a little flag at the offer, so you can like report the offer. And it just means that it's on your side. You won't see like that offer anymore. It's not global. But I think there is a feature like in the mutual like contact list, if multiple people report like some offer, that it stops showing to others.
So of course, as any system, people will look to abuse it. And also great with Vexl is like if all 5 of us are reporting the same hash, right? It means that something's actually wrong here. People keep reporting. Now, it's not that Vexl's going to go in and try and like, unencrypt everything. No, they're just going to make that offer invisible, right? Now, again, if the person knows that the offer's not being seen, they could go get another number, right? They can get another cell phone number and then try. But again, after a while, 4 or 5 more people are, reporting you, that offer's not going to be seen. So you're actually working against yourself. And because the people that have your number are your friends and family, at some point you're messing with your own credibility as an individual. So that's also something to take into account. So it does actually socially work for that.
Yeah, it's interesting. We don't actually see almost any spam on the app because it's hard to basically Sybil attack and it's useless to do so. So because there's no global view, and if you do like stupid stuff, only your friends will basically see it. So why would you do it? So it's actually like it's very nicely thought out and has like some interesting features, including like spam prevention.
Any other questions? We're here for you guys. And I think we're almost done with our session. So if you guys, please do add please download the app. And if you guys feel comfortable with each other, maybe add one of the Bitcoiners here so that you know, hey, there's somebody I know that I've met at a Bitcoin conference that's also from Cape Town that I can trade with because of the conversations we've had. I don't have anybody else to trade with. If not, as I said, please throw workshops, throw meetups, contact Vexl. They can send you merch. I mean, if you have a big enough merch, they'll send you some t-shirts maybe. They'll help you put up your pull-up banners. And you can start legitimizing how you create the clubs that you want to trade with.
And so when you're using the app, you don't really have to like type in the number if you're taking somebody's like contact. There's a way, if you go to like settings, there's a QR code icon, it's blurred at first. And you can tap on share and it says, attention, sharing your QR code will also share your phone number. Do you want to continue? So that you actually know what you're doing because you're sharing your phone number with someone. But you don't have to type it out. You can just share the QR code like that. I don't know, how do we do it? We have like some merch, obviously not for everyone. First come, first serve. Yeah. Thank you.